Brother Farooq don't talk. Na Farooq. Farooq say you will not know wetin happen to Buhari. Say Buhari last minute provocation of Bola Tinubu. Say Buhari say something happen. They not greeted the general public. Say but he know. So they educate us. They let us. They know say where say things like this happen. He say some people not just to say nothing happen, say things like this happen, say so he dey look and he dey tell us exactly how things be. You dey see am so. So Farooq not be small thing he talk on, so he explain everything. Say Buhari dey provoke, dey follow Bola Tinubu. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. After failing to stop him from emerging as APC flag bearer in 2022 and mounting stiff hurdles for him for 2023 election, Muhammadu Buhari increasingly comes across an international charting course of action designed to provoke pre-election confrontation with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Or am I missing something? Take, for example, Buhari's request to the National Assembly, just days to the end of his tenure, to approve an 800 million naira loan for the disbursement. You see, Farooq says Buhari is leaving office. Take, for example, Buhari request to the National Assembly, just days to the end of his tenure, to approve an $800 million loan for the purpose of distributing 5,000 naira per month to a 10.2 million poor and low-income household for a period of 6 months, with a multiple effect to about 60 million individuals. This would have been comic as if it weren't for the tragic broad daylight officers' theft that it is. Even Senate President Ahmed Lawal, who's notorious for allowing presidency is unmatched in Nigeria's democratic history, couldn't suppress his hearty burst of laughter when he read Buhari's request in the Senate. Lawal was particularly tickled by Buhari's assurance that the disbursement of the money to the poor and the vulnerable in the country will be above the boundary. In order to guarantee the credibility of the process, digital transfers will be made directly to benefactors' accounts and mobile wallets. Lawal quoted Buhari to have said in the letter, which inspires bursts of scornful laughter, not just for Lawal, but also for other senators. This disgraceful giggling suggests that senators knew this was another unsophisticated attempt for a last-minute plunge of the nation's treasury. Most Nigerians who are so poor that that monthly 5,000 naira wallet gift will make a difference in their lives have no bank account or digital wallets. This was previously why Buhari political motivated and ill-conceived naira recoloring policy was hard on the desperately poor, particularly in rural area, that it was on the middle and upper class. They couldn't partake in electronic transfer of funds because they had no bank accounts. According to The Guardian, January 26, 2022, Nigeria is one of the top 3 unbanked countries in the world, with 40% of the population without a bank account, and out of 59 million unbanked adults, 73% do not have a required document to open the 3 bank accounts. This readiness must have been why Lawal and his colleagues looked at Buhari's assurance that digital transfer will be made directly to manufacturers' accounts and mobile wallets. They knew the game because they play it too. They knew where the money will end up and wondered why Buhari is so graciously transparent about his own fraud. This is unlikely to be funny to Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. Though, if I were them, I would see this as a two-way ambush. The loan compelled them to honor a 6 months commitment to remit funds to banks' accounts and digital wallets, which would transfer to Buhari, but resist its risk touching off a conflation of time when they can't afford to add an extra enemy to the already long list of enemies. Why he's using the instrument of his lame duck inconsistency in the legal build-up to financial fraud under the pretense of caring for the poor, Buhari is, as usual, shifting the burden of the governance and tough decision to the incoming government as he throws a range of political burden on these very people. So they say Tinubu, they vex. Buhari does mean they give an $800 million. And the $800 million, then they invest into anywhere, won't they dash people. And if we want dash money so they not get back account. And he said that for transparency, the good money go to back accounts. If you know what's in Buhari and his wife, if you have an idea, you be like person where you feel headache for another man. You take paracetamol for another man headache or Panadol for another man headache. Listen, guys, Buhari and all of them, you just be like, wait, thief. Now be the case of what they happen. So listen, Nigerians, don't be deceived. The problem here and all that is going on, these are clear indication that this nation, the leaders, the way that they won't loot the money, they just, in fact, they won't sell Nigeria. One person go come on saying be one thing, sell the country without remedy. They think twice. They think and twice. He sell the country without remedy. That are the wickedness when leaders they do. You come there, we see. This is why we must push and fight for good leaders. Buhari and the rest of them, APC, want their own people to come on board. Because if somebody else, so we say no, they play their game, come on board, the resultant effect, problem go dey. Not be small one, no. Real problem. Because they go probe, they go expose. In fact, Nigeria, only God knows what go happen. So that's why they will not them won't stay there, but God pass them. Because we, the Nigerian youth, and God will back us up, say we'll take back our nation and we'll restore it back to where it ought to be. The nation needs to be in order. Nigeria needs to move forward. We cannot afford to have the same thing over and over again. Every time there is power change like this, you see some people trying their hardest best possible to ensure that they retain this power at all costs. But at what? But to retain this power for themselves at all costs, whether the people want them or not, they don't care. What a shame! What a display of shame! What a real display of shame! What a real display of shame! The people should want you. In fact, they should be begging you. You should not even do too much advert or whatever. They should be the one even doing it for you. Can you see how things have been? So that's why we must pray to make this country better. We can't continue with the same thing and be expecting a different result. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. Bye for now.